Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy.
You are listening to Phantasm Podcast.
Hey, this is Trevor Sternad.
Ryan H. back from the Black Dahlia murder.
From Gabriel Warrior.
This is Anthony Michael Hall.
This is Dave.
And this is Brett from Reputation.
Hey, this is Larissa from Band of Brothers.
Terrence from Suffocation. Phantasm Podcast.
Join your hosts Corey Gornchrist and Dr. Vincent West for exclusive interviews with the sickest bands of metal and more. Head over to cultofphantasm.com, the only gravesite for all things horror and death metal. No filler, all killer. Now please welcome our guest of honor.
And this is Dr. Vincent West with the Phantasm Podcast. You probably hear Hall & Oates in the background. It's because I love Hall & Oates. No, I'm kidding. Because it's on at the venue, and I'm here with the Kennedy Vale, and I'm very excited to have them on today. They are on tour with Decrepit Birth, crossing through the United States, destroying towns, and we're going to get into some cool stuff today. We're going to talk about the Imperium record. No, it's old. We're going to talk about that because I love that record, and they were nice enough to talk about it with me. And we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff today. So I'm going to go through with... And here we go. So, guys, how are we doing?
Good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, thanks
very
for
exciting.
having us on the show.
What's up, man?
I'm good.
Thank you guys for doing this. It's fucking exciting. And so, how's the tour going so far?
It was off to a rocky start. We played the first show in Sacramento and then got 100 miles into our first drive, and the head gasket on our van blew up.
Oh, shit.
So we got the van towed back to our house, and then took about 2 days just calling rental places, trying to find a cargo van or a truck or something that we could tow with. And then, so we ended up missing the California Death Fest and then barely made it to San Diego on time with like an hour before we had to play.
Is that the one, did that just happen, that California Death Fest?
Yeah, it was just
Decrepit
last
was
week.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think Lee from Monstrosity just told me, I think they played it. Does that sound right?
I'm sure.
Okay. Which drives me insane because they didn't do a U.S. tour, but that's okay. Thank you, Lee. But anyway, that sucks. Did you guys got it wrapped up?
Yeah, we got it all figured out now. As far as the tour goes, we rented a truck and we're towing the trailer with all of our gear and Decrepit Birth gear, and the show must go on.
Well, I'm glad you guys are out on the road now. They're doing it. And you guys have a new single out. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, Conquering the Accursed. We put it out
July 19th, I think. And it's our first track with Darren on vocals.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's killer. I mean, it's, I think it's definitely a mixture of both worlds, I guess, from our first album to this one, you know, from Trinity. I consider Trinity our first album. So Trinity Imperium, it's kind of it's heavier than stuff on Imperium. You know, it's a little more brutal.
It's a great track. I put it on the page.
I'm really happy with it. I mean, happy with everything.
It was kind of weird how we recorded it. We did it at so many different places.
Yeah.
We did guitar at one place in Sacramento. I did drums in Sacramento. Bass, we had Andrew Kim from Inferi out in Denver, did the bass track.
Nice.
Francesco from Flesh God did the orchestra track.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And vocals were done in Philly. It's kind of a lot of different places for one song.
And then Matt from Decrepit Birth mixed and mastered the whole thing for us.
Funny story. I've only interviewed those guys once.
Yeah.
And it was...
That was when we were on tour with them, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what's funny, he actually didn't finish the interview because he was running sound for you. And then that's a long story. But anyway, yeah, it was cool. But that's awesome. Now, is it just the one track you guys have done so far?
Yeah, so far. I mean, we knew about this tour coming up, and we have about, songs that I say we got 3 or 4 songs probably sitting at home. They aren't finished. We have some vocal ideas and stuff like that, but I think we're kind of deciding what it is what we want to do with them. Do we want to release another single and just do that again, or we're no longer with Unique Leaders, so
I guess that's So sorry about that. I'm a fucking idiot.
We're no longer with Unique, so we wanted to kind of be on our own timetable when we wanted to release stuff and how we want to do stuff, and we wanted to get a song out before this tour to have something to promote, and it's had great response so far. All the reviews on the song have been stellar, so far so good.
It seems to come across live really well too. People seem to enjoy it live.
Yeah.
My dream for you guys, like in a studio, is to record with Eric Rutan. That would be.
That would be fucking amazing.
I know a lot of people keep going to other places. He's the modern Scott Burns to me. I fucking love his shit. And it sells records to me. I'm like, even it could be the biggest turd in the world, and I'm like, oh, he produced something. I'm buying it.
No, we're massive Fate Eternal fans, obviously. Anybody that hears at least Trinity or even some parts of Imperium can tell that we're pretty massive Fate Eternal fans. So.
But no, I'm excited. You'll get the new track. It's fucking awesome. Whatever you end up doing, I don't know. Can't wait.
We'll probably
check
start
it out.
shopping around for labels, but right now we just felt like it was best to get the song out, showcase this
obviously
format of the band. Wanted to get his voice out there, and I don't know. For myself, I wasn't really happy with the way the guitar tone of Imperium turned out. I wanted to get something out there that was going to fucking thump and kind of hit you in the chest. And I think Conquering does that. I think even the snare tones, all of it. It's a good representation of us that I don't think we've sonically have done with anything yet so far.
What's exciting?
For me at least, other people may think differently, but I think for us, just the vocals came out great, the background stuff came out great, and it's nice to see the hard work pay off and hear the song turn out, and
awesome.
People enjoy it. So,
do you like the way it came out?
Like the way what came out?
The single?
Yeah, pretty cool.
It's. I thought it was awesome. I was listening to stuff, pulled it up on YouTube, and I was like, "Fuck, this is fucking ridiculous." So, yeah. Tour going good? Digging the...
Yeah, it's going cool. I like it.
What's the song about, Darren?
The song is about one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. It's about the guy that comes out with a sword and fucking kills everybody.
The best one?
Yeah. You hear in the song the blinding white, and if for some reason you think that the horse is any other color than white, you didn't read any of the lyrics that were posted. And I guess you'll never know what the song is about. So there you go.
Yeah, the original plan that Gabe and I kind of had earlier this year was what we wanted to do was release a 4-song EP, and there's going to be basically like every song about one of the horsemen of the apocalypse.
That would be cool. Shit,
it's something kind of cool. It's something I haven't really seen done, and Gabe kind of thought of the idea, and we found some art to go along with it, and we found some art as well. But,
Now, are you planning on, if you do another record, are you planning on using the same artist from the last one, or maybe do something completely different?
We would like to do something completely different, I think. We know what we want it to look like. We know what we want our imagery to look like. It's just a matter of conquering that, I guess. It's a matter of conquering the purpose. Yes. It's a matter of just, I don't know. There's a lot of things I could go into about Imperium. I wish could have turned out better.
I think it's a killer record, man. I listened to it.
To me, the songs stand out, but sonically,
you wanted more out of it.
I thought it was a great album before I joined the band. I just have to say that.
We did. We got really good reviews on it. Compared to like when we were younger with Trinity,
that record's nasty too.
Yeah, it was nice to see that.
I like the artwork better on Trinity. As a fan, I think.
To this day, most people when they come to our table and they go to buy a CD, the first thing they go to is Trinity. If we have it out, Great album covers.
Shout out to Ken Seraphin for that one.
Yeah. Good old Ken.
When the last Suffocation record came out, I told Terrence, I was like, I'm trying to rip what the Kennedy Vale dudes artwork. He's like, hey man, dude. I was breaking his balls. Yes, Terrence. Anyway, but yeah. It's fun, man. But I like... Because the first one I heard, and I'm like this with records, I guess it's stupid, but like if that's the first record that I hear, because he and I were talking about DSI the other day, Legion was the first album that I heard, so I fucking love that goddamn record. I just do. Like, is it their best record? I don't know, maybe it is, but I love that record, you know.
It's more sentimental.
I always go Once Upon a Cross. Yeah. Darren's going to the back.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be back.
Okay.
They should come back.
Yeah. Once Upon a Cross is
That's my co-host favorite. Loves that fucking
I
album.
love Once Upon a Cross.
So good. You know, I never knew, and just side note on that, until we had Steve on, and I never knew he wrote. Even back with the Brothers I didn't know all that. It's fucking insane. That stuff's so good, too. Their new album's pretty cool, too. I really liked
I thought
it.
the new one was, for me personally, I thought it was better than most of their last more recent.
It's good. The artwork's crazy, too. Like, it was really, it's killer. But no, Imperium's the first thing I heard, so I'm kind of stuck on that. Not to bother you all with that one, but...
I love it. The whole writing process, I think, for Gabe and I, it was like a big step forward for us as songwriters. You know, like us trying some different stuff, and it was nice to see that. And most of the reviews that I saw, everyone was pretty, stoked that we kind of went that way with it. I want to be comfortable standing there playing what I'm playing, and I want to have fun. I don't want to sit there and stare at a fucking fretboard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's understandable. I get that.
I don't want to write music just for musicians. We want to write something with a little more balls.
Oh, totally.
And I think it has a lot more weight than Trinity. But I think looking back on it now, too, it's kind of interesting, like last year when we were on tour in Canada, like having kids come up to you and they talk to you about Trinity, and you see it from another side. It's kind of like how you probably have people like Metallica or talk to when somebody talks to them about Master of Puppets.
Sure. Right.
And and realizing maybe with this one we want to like combine the two worlds a little bit more. And we'll see what happens.
That makes sense.
We write, and that's just whatever happens, kind of happens.
It's awesome.
Like we just want to improve as songwriters. And what comes out. It's always going to be our best.
Well, let me ask you this, because I'm dying to know this as a fan. You want to talk a little bit about the inception of the band for me, like how it came about?
It was kind of.
Well, we were both in different bands in Sacramento at the time.
Mine was a shitty one.
Both our bands kind of split up at the same time, and then we got together. Casey and our original vocalist, Cody Walker, kind of had the idea for the Kennedy Vale, which the line came from some documentary.
I was something with my grandmother. She was like, she had some document or something. It was like, nothing's darker than a Kennedy's Vale.
It's cool.
And I love the saying of it. Not knowing that there would be fucking Black Veil Brides, Vela Maya, everything.
Sure.
I
don't know. I never think of this band when
I know, but
no, to you all, it's prejudice. You got
But when we first started off, you have to know that we got so much shit.
We still get people coming up all the time. Oh, I never checked out your band because I thought it was deathcore.
Yeah, we literally got
based off the name alone.
Yeah, we used to get we got a video sent to us like when we first started off. These three assholes sitting on a sofa, like making fun of our name. And an album.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was like
on YouTube or something?
Yeah, it's still
and the album
on
wasn't
YouTube.
even out yet. They were reviewing the album. But
do they still do stuff?
No, I don't think they do.
Let's say Dr. West will find you.
No,
they don't.
But I kind of had like when my local band that we were in broke up. I knew what I wanted to do.
Right.
I kind of had one of those experiences where it was like you learn what to do and what not to do.
Right.
And I know what you want. I remember seeing Gabe, like, we had our two bands that played a show together, and I thought he was an amazing drummer. So I just
17 at the time.
Yeah, he was like 17. No, when I saw you play, but and just hit him up, and it's clicked ever since.
There was.
It's the longest relationship I've ever had.
What year was that?
2011.
This year I think it's officially 10
or 2009.
that we've been
awesome.
playing music together.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But my tryout, if you want to call it that. We just got together and he had a couple riffs, and we basically wrote 2 songs that day.
Yeah, I mean,
Atrophy and
Last Act, or I had a couple riffs just sitting around, and that's kind of how it started. I mean, that's how it's kind of always been. I mean, I don't think the formula for us has changed, other than I think our songwriting ability is, you can definitely hear with Trinity and stuff like that, it's like when a dude first songs to fuck or something, it's just going all in on it or something, you could hear it on the record. I mean, it just, we have 20 riffs, and we're well, we can get 20 fucking riffs in this thing, And
yeah, not many transitions. Nothing really.
What's a transition?
Kind of eased into the other riffs. It was just a riff salad, just everything going right into everything else.
Awesome.
And it's
I think that's something we got better at. Even on Trinity, it was kind of jumbled like that. No real transitions between things. But I think Imperium has a more natural flow than Trinity did. The songs, I guess.
Well, I mean,
more cohesive.
I mean, even, just... I just think our working relationship with each other, as far as, understand what we both want to do a little bit.
Right.
I mean, Gabe wanting to write some stuff out a little bit more. I remember the big album for us at the time when Imperium was being worked on and written was Origins song. What was that one we loved that they hate?
Entity.
No, is it Entity? It is Entity. We love that record. They fucking
great.
That record. They refused to play any of the shit off it.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah. I love that record. And it was inspirational to me because it was when we were writing that record, to hear them write a riff out for fucking 10 measures, we never thought of doing stuff like that, as stupid as it sounds, And it kind of was more of Gabe at the time. It was kind of hey, what if I do, what if you just do that and I'll change what I'm doing?
Right.
And now we'll give it a different feel. Just stuff like that we never thought of. We always thought a change had to change with a riff. We learn that as you go.
Sure.
Even stuff we're learning now, if you look at Conquering the Curse, the guitar stuff there's not a lot going on, but there's a lot going on the drums.
Sure.
And the pace of it's built with everything put together. The vocals are kind of doing its own thing. You kind of learn to structure that stuff over time. Kind of develop your sound. The public eye, we're developing the public eye.
Gotcha. And then, so Darren's new.
Yes.
And then the bass player, is he new as well?
Sam.
Sam
Yeah, he's still in
Snuck up on me there. What's up, Sam?
Not too much. Just getting food with the guys from Animus.
Nice. We got Sam here.
He plays in a band called Odious Construct from Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, greetings. But yeah, it's... No, it's cool. I didn't know you were there. But no, it's, I think... So I bought Imperium first, and then I was like, this is really fucking cool. And then I went back, and I can't find the one from 2011. I can't find.
Well,
so,
yeah, I mean, we didn't release.
We're pretty low on CDs, but I think we might have 1 or 2 Trinities left here.
Nice. Get that from you, but that'd be awesome. But it's weird because I think when we first started doing the podcast, I was really into Condemned. So I like that. So there's different stuff from California that I was always interested in, Decrepit Earth, obviously, but for me being older, because, and not to get into a thing about this, but deathcore, I was just I just can't, where my parents are from, Whitechapel's from, I'm it's not my thing. I grew up in Florida and was listening to Morbid Angel and Deicide and Malevolent Creation and all that shit, and that was what I was into. But I was also into fucking black metal too, so it's so it's for me, I think what you guys are doing is so important because I don't, as an older fan, I don't see that. I'm having to find it. So when I find it, I'm I'm getting them on. I want to fucking let people know who these motherfuckers are, because it's biggest flying the flag for the shit. I want it out there because I and there's nothing against, people can like whatever they want, but to me it's when it's getting convoluted and it's getting watered down, then my favorite record that came out last year was that Monstrosity record. I fucking love that damn thing. Anything that Lee does, I fucking love it. in bands that keep doing the stuff. Suffocation, thank God they're still doing stuff, you know. And some of the other bands, I'm not going to say they are, but like that are still putting stuff that are old. They've kind of changed their thing and stuff like that. I'm just not really interested in that anymore. But, you know, whatever, they're making money, it's fine. But thank you for making fucking death metal. It's fucking cool. Because I wish more people were in a tune with that. And the first time I saw you, too, I was like, they're fucking killing you. Amazing drummer and shredders, you know. All this stuff's good. And it's I think that's important. And I think... especially for younger fans, it's like they get introduced to that, you know. Because these other bands, some of them don't even tour anymore, you know. When they do, they play like one festival thing.
Well, I think the big thing for us, or even for myself, I guess, as a guitar player, that I think I hate that I see that it's stuff I love about Matt, when I mean Matt from the Crippled Bird.
Yeah.
Even people like Paul, you know what I mean? Like, is going up there and having the music sound pissed and not having it sound so... like
clean
fucking exercise. You know? I don't want it to, you know, and that's not to say like guys that play technical are bad or anything. You know, I'm never that guy to shit on any of that stuff. I think there's a way to do it and sound like there's heart in it, but you know, I want our music to fucking make people want to fight and move. And smile. I'm not really concerned about people watching my hands. You know? I'm concerned about it thumping them in the chest. This. Like what Origin did to me when I was a kid, what Hate Eternal did to me when I was a kid. To this day, you know, I still have vivid memories of like when I first saw Origin live and getting into death metal, and it just was, you know, it was what the fuck. You know? The riffs were fucking cool and they were catchy, and you know, wanting to be a part of something like that. So hopefully, we're doing our part in that. I mean, there's some that think we are, and there's some that think we're not.
Oh, I think you are. Like I said, we
just try to do our thing, and that's all that really matters. So, at the end of the day, it's just like, if Gabe and I like it, then it's going to be
awesome.
Cool, I think.
What's the scene like there in where you're from in Sacramento? What's that like?
I think it's going great. Personally, I think I'm not taking up Gabe, but I hands down, like it might sound cocky, but I hands down think we got the best fucking scene.
It's great.
I mean, hell, it's the most diverse. I mean, if you want to go from rock bands to fucking bands like Flood, you got Odious Construct coming up. You got fucking Alter Beast that are doing well.
I saw those cats once. They were really good.
To me, just even that handful that I said.
I didn't know they were from there, actually.
Just that handful alone, that's more than most scenes are putting out.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and the thing that's kind of cool is like we have like our own community a little bit there. The only other place I've ever seen that is Denver. I think.
Yeah, Denver's pretty tight.
Denver's pretty tight. So, you know, like we practice in the same room as Odious Construct.
That's awesome.
We're all friends. You know what I mean? Like everybody goes out to each other's shows. Like girlfriends know each other's girlfriends.
That's awesome.
Stuff like that is cool. You know what I mean?
We got family. I think it's cool.
It's a family vibe, and I think it helps too that our bands don't all play there at the same time. Like we're on tour, or they're on tour, or Alter Beast is on tour, and like Flood is to some extent. I just see people doing stuff, and to me, that's what makes it probably the best scene in the country.
I'm just glad that the stuff's surviving, man. It's like, man, like I just, you know, when I got into it, because my whole meaning for ever getting into death metal was because I was. And I'm not. I mean, I am trashing it, but I'm not. It's like I was fucking sick of thrash stuff. It was stupid because like all these like jock assholes that picked on me and everybody was into this shit, and I was like, I'm not into this anymore. It's fucking stupid. And the stuff that I did like, they didn't know what the fuck it was. Like I still love Nuclear Assault. I still love Sacred Reich. I still love Flotsam and Jetsam. I still love Overkill. I still love. But some of the more flashier stuff, I just fuck that. Dark Angel, love them. You know that kind. And it's. But the other stuff, it was just kind of like, I'm not interested in this anymore. And it's just too cock rocky. You're like fucking Poison. You made fun of all that stuff, but then you're acting like that stuff, you know? Like, so death metal was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, it was like the breath of fresh air that I wanted. So growing up, and then you watch, you know, because grunge comes, all that other stuff, and I was, you know, and you watch all this stuff phases through. I'm just glad it survived. I mean, honestly, I'm glad I'm able to have a fucking podcast about fucking death metal. I mean, if I could have told myself that at 15, I'd be like, that's fucking awesome, you know? Because it's like, I fucking love it. That's, you know, that's the first death metal record I ever bought was fucking Eaten Back to Life, and I fucking still love that goddamn thing. Like, you know, second was the Effigy, you know? So it's like, there you go. And I was like, I was done. I was like, took all my stuff to the used CD store. I was like, you can have all this stuff. I don't fucking want it anymore, you know? But yeah, I'm ready, you know? But, so we're going to dive into Imperium, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for doing that, because I'm such a nerd into that record. Do a track by track with you. Fun. Yeah. Fun stuff. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Vincent West from the Phantasm Podcast. I want to tell you about an all-new creation that comes from somewhere unknown. I'm going to tell you all about Godless Heathens. Coming soon, you're going to be able to listen to this podcast of complete insanity with myself and my now partner in crime, Porno Protein.
You suck.
Godless Heathens is going to be coming soon, streaming everywhere that you can find Phantasm. Literally bring terror and creation to all mankind. Thank you so much. Continue shopping, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Dr. Vincent West.
Imperium, track by track, with the Kennedy Veil. So, Godslaughter. Who wants to take Godslaughter? Talk about your drums, talk about anything, guitars, anything you want to talk about it. Anything fun.
I can say Godslaughter, Gabe and I were wanting to do something that would be like an opener type of thing. You know, we didn't really have something like that on Trinity.
Trinity was just, pedal to the metal the whole time, just go. This one, I remember hearing, I went to a drum clinic, and it was Mike Johnston and Matt Halpern. And one of them was talking about how they were talking about building a drum solo, but they were talking about how, you know, when you start a car, you're not starting in 5th gear. You start in 1st gear and then slowly go up faster in 2nd, 3rd gear, and then up to 5th, and then come back down. So I kind of wanted to incorporate that into the songs as well, kind of have the songs build and like introduce parts better and have a climax in the song and then kind of bring it back down towards the end, which I think we really did well with Conquering, the new song. But I think a lot of the songs on Imperium, I think we thought out parts a little more in depth than we did on the previous record on Trinity.
Well, like, Godslaughter is probably one of the early songs that we started working on. Okay. I mean, we'll get to the one that's the first one that we actually started working on.
Okay.
No, well, technically, we had that for a while until the extinction.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
But, I mean, like, even hearing, like, the first versions of Godslaughter, you know, compared to where it is now, like, how we originally played at the beginning, and then we kind of, like, let's make it open. So, I don't really know what else to say, but I mean, as far as lyrics go, I mean, it sucks not having Monty here. Monty could probably explain it a little bit. But,
no, it's cool. We're just
as
having
far
fun.
as the song is meant to be a fucking meathead.
Yeah,
it's
like
a
the opening line, "Reclaim Death." It just wanted it to be fucking.
Yeah, it was meant to be
metal.
cocky. It was meant to be like reclaim death, like we're reclaiming death, like
I love it.
Coming out fucking swinging and, you know,
Good.
trying something different.
And you did. Legacy Left, track 2.
Oh, Legacy was our first like attempt at, I think, at like starting a song kind of differently. You know what I mean? Like, even now playing that song live, we played that second in the set, and just starting off with chords, going, you know, I think it's like one of our first attempts at going full on, like adding the black metal elements that we love. You know, a lot of the bands that I can't even name fucking names, right, that gave us this
There's some black metal at me, Gabe.
Like Der Weg Freiheit, a lot from Germany.
I might have to try. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they're great. Shrine from Iceland is great. Ulcerate.
I've heard of them.
They're not black metal, but
not that bad. I've heard,
yeah, but they sound like fucking Neurosis on crack.
They do? Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, but it was, I guess my point is, it was kind of our attempt at going, what if we just take a chord and do this and then do that, and, you know, and then what if we add like this, what if we add like this technical riff, you know what I mean, like, technical riff.
It's fucking cool.
Loosely, but like,
no, it's,
you know, I think it's one of the later songs that was created for the album, but, you know, even to this day, you know, I mean, like, even the middle part, it was something like, like the bridge part of it was something we had never done before, just letting something fucking breathe, you know, having it go down, and having it go into a meathead gun, you The only thing we'd ever done that really with Trinity, right, would be like Nocturne. Yeah, Nocturne might be the only song that we've ever done with, but like, we were just grooving.
A breakdown, more or less.
Yeah, our version of a breakdown.
Right.
So,
all right, track 3, Hunted to Extinction.
First song we started working on.
Okay.
And our longest song.
And our longest.
I think that was like the first time we broke.
It's the longest song.
4 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the longest song we've ever written, I think. Hunted. It's kind of funny now. I mean, it's funny to see how, like when you bring up the song. I remember when we first started writing it, like the initial idea was that it was going to be kind of like we were talking about like the Faceless thing, where they had like there was kind of 2 songs in one. Like the one song would be up to this part, and then but it'd be one song, but kind of like make it as Holy War.
Yeah.
Holy Wars is really 2 songs.
Punishment Due, you got that.
Yeah, so Punishment Due is the second half. So it was kind of like that idea, and then it was our first attempt at like really trying to write something epic. Like something.
I love it.
That
I think it's
felt
a great song.
little bit uncomfortable to us, like doing a chord like that. Does it sound too melodic?
Sure.
And because it's definitely the most melodic out of all of the songs. But when you go to play it live, it's tried and true.
Fuck yeah.
People can mouth it.
Yeah. Right. A lot of people are always wanting to hear that one and saying that's their favorite song.
I like that one. I think it was good.
I mean, it's a great song. It's like one of my happier songs ever.
Track 4, Draconian.
Draconian is probably the only track on this entire fucking album that is close to anything off of Trinity, I think.
Sound-wise, it's...
Well, I mean, for example, not even just because we're on tour with them right now, but I remember I was watching a lot of things with Matt playing like certain things, and I love
Matt Schuldner.
Yep.
I mean, he's so good.
Matt Schuldner, that's awesome.
High praise there. That's for.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing guitar player, and just watching certain stretches that he did, and especially when Gabe had become friends with him and started fucking do drums and do all that stuff. Learning stuff from him. Draconian is very much a song like that. Like when I think about that riff, I think like the opening riff to me is a complete rip off. It totally is. I mean, it may not sound like that to anybody else, but to me, that's...
It doesn't sound like me, but...
To me, that's the sign of a good songwriter.
Oh, yeah.
You can put your spin on it.
Sure.
It's not like Metallica wasn't ripping off fucking Misfits, but they did...
Diamond Head and all that stuff.
Yeah, Diamond Head, all
Venom.
that stuff. They did it their own way, and they created their own sound.
Sure, definitely.
But Draconian, I mean, it's funny because when I think about it, there's 2 songs in our lifetimes that I heard Gabe say, why the fuck did I write this drum part? It was
that one of them?
Seventh Circle off of the first record from Trinity, and then this one. Because it's just it doesn't stop, But
it is one of my favorite ones to play live now that I've played it 1,000 times.
And we have
Draconian
that one
is?
set.
Yeah.
We have that one in the set. It's fucking...
Pretty much we're playing the first 7 songs off the record.
Yeah.
I'm going to love that.
Yeah.
Track 5, Lastborn.
I wish I had more time to sit with the drums on that one. I've really...
Middle section.
Yeah, the whole middle section of that song I'm not happy with. I wish I went back and re-recorded it. But overall, I like the song a lot. That was one of the ones that we wrote with only a couple days, huh?
Well, what's funny about that is I think that song, and we'll get into it later, but because I know there's something
Dawning of Wrathful Days.
Yeah.
We wrote that one in a day.
Well, Gabe had learned the whole programming drums, so we were able to kind of sit at home and listen to something.
Nice.
And that was our first time. That's another big first, I think, on this record, that it helped make Conquering the first such a killer song for us. We learned a whole new songwriting approach.
Being able to sit with the computer program and kind of throw the riffs around, like record the riffs into the computer and then chop them up and change them around how we see fit as a complete song.
We would go in and instead of fucking killing years of practice and fatigued and something that sounded good 1 minute, and then the next day you go in and you're like, what the fuck did we write? And it was nice to be able to kind of sit back and even like with Conquering, like be able to sit back and listen to it
as a listener,
and you're like, okay, that sounds good, and you're not fooling yourself by being in the room just listening to heavy ass guitars and thick ass drums.
Right, you've got the actual.
Yeah, you got the sonics like coming at you through a speaker, and you can really judge it from an outsider view of it.
Nice.
This album and that particular song for sure. Gabe took that song. I remember going in the studio. And
we had 2 songs written. I think we have Flesh of the Sun and Hunted to Extinction.
Yes,
right?
we had been playing Flesh of the Sun for a while.
And then we set studio days. So we're like, all right, well, now we have 4 months to write 6 songs. How are we going to do this?
Yeah.
So that's when we started doing the computer thing. And then we were like, it was down to the wire. It was like the day before or 2 days before we were going to start recording guitar, and we still had 2 songs to write. So we just, took what riffs we had, and that became, I think, track 7, Dawning of Wrathful Deities, and last one.
Yeah. It was like our first time, like him, like taking something himself, and then going, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I cut and pasted this riff into this part, learning it on the fly as we're recording the album. That's basically what I did. Even with, like I said, we'll get into that song later, but yeah, I mean, it was a first for us as far as that's concerned. Like, and the last thing I want to say about that song is that song for me kind of established what we wanted to do with the album.
Right.
Because I think the one big thing about Imperium, well, you hear me say Metallica a lot, I'm a massive Metallica fan.
No, it's totally cool. Well, I don't consider them a thrash band, so if you
I'm not thrash band. I don't consider them thrash, but I mean, I like that when you listen to Injustice for All, it sounds like Injustice for All. When you listen to Master of Puppets, it's Master of Puppets. And I wanted the album to kind of have that
continuity.
Yeah, like all the notes sound like this riff could have been in this song, or this.
I got you.
That. Like it sounds like one big body of work instead of just like
a
messes all over the fucking place. So yeah, that's last one for sure.
No, that's great. Track 6, Flesh of the Sun.
First, well, I guess technically this is the first song.
That was the first one we finished, and first one we played live from it. And we wrote this one before we even had the idea to bring backing tracks and orchestral stuff into it.
It's always something we wanted to do. Like, we always loved like technical gear.
Oh yeah, they're so good.
Gabe and I both are like massive technical fans.
That last track was really good.
Monty at the time when obviously Monty was in the band, he's like, well, hey, we can. What if we get my buddy Mark to do the background stuff? And I'm like, fuck. I mean, it's just not something we ever, it was a matter of doing it. Like, okay, now how do we do this live?
Right, how do you put it on that?
And I think it helps even to this day that, like, even with Conquering, like, we don't write the songs around the fucking orchestra. The orchestra
we write the song first.
So that if we don't have one of those things live, like there was a night, 2 nights on this tour that we can play with it. It doesn't hinder the band as far as our sound. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an extra
little touch
extra,
over it.
You know what I mean? Like,
another layer.
Yeah, it's just a nice layer to the cake. I mean, obviously you always want to have it, but if it's not there, it's just going to be fucking death metal.
That's actually one of my favorite tracks on the record. I love that record. I don't know why.
We were super proud of it. I mean, I remember looking at old videos of us in Denver playing it with our old vocalist Taylor, and just thinking out the progression of that. How this was done or something before, I think. So it's been around for a while.
Yeah, that one we finished writing that song pretty soon after Trinity came out.
Yeah, and the nice thing about Flesh too is I think Gabe said it in rewrite practice. He goes, "Well, everything's got to be as good as this or better." You know what I mean? And it was true.
Here's the bar.
We kind of had we set the bar with it because really with Flesh was like, I don't know. I mean, Flesh is really the first song where we had layers like that. Like it was like the opening's doing this, then it goes into this.
Dude, it's amazing to listen to on fucking. I've got a really nice set of Bose headphones that I listen to my death metal shit on. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a songwriting achievement, I think, for us, for sure.
I think it's amazing.
A mainstay in the set.
It's so good. Track 7, Dawning the Wrathful Deities.
Dimmu Borgir.
Dimmu, all the way, baby. Dimmu very inspired that song. The only thing I can really say about that song, I mean, hopefully we get to add it into the set at some point. But what it sounds like. It's just from a guitar player standpoint, it was like so organic. You know, what I mean, it was just like when it just everything kind of flowed and
right.
I remember trying like the little part like we used. It was in another song that we were writing at the time. The part that's kind of a jury in the song.
Yeah.
Like a little tapping thing that we'd never done. It was so spacey. Like, it was so like, there was this room for him, you know. And I just remember that song coming together really quickly. Like, as far as like, we were kind of stuck on the middle part, and then that's when Gabe went home and he was like, well, what if you just play this many times? And it ended up working. So hopefully, you know, at some point on the next tour or something that we can add into the set, because I think it's a fucking killer song. So.
Now, did you all ever play that one live?
Oh, never played it live. It's our
we practiced it one
yeah. We've never played it live at all.
We haven't played the last song either.
Seething Rod, track 8. You've never known?
No. I think this song kind of just envelops and wraps up the entire album. One of the riffs in it we took from our very first album, or demo, Descent into the Conqueror. So the title track from that, we used the main riff of that song and put it back in this song.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what else to really say about that one. I mean,
it's a great way to close the record out, I think.
Yeah, it's just one of those songs I don't really ever
think that one's a little more political lyrically.
Yeah.
Monty's lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, Seething, Seething might be one of the other first ones that we played live. We
okay.
Really touched it much since.
But you all have played that?
Yes, we have. Like, we've attempted. Not on a tour. We played it a couple times at home. Like when we first started, first had it like somewhere together. Before the orchestra stuff behind it and everything else.
So that's Imperium with the Kennedy Bell. We just did the track by track there. So real quick about that record, some stuff I've got for you if you don't care, just real quick. Artwork.
Robert Cook.
It's interesting. I like the artwork for that. I think it's bizarre as hell.
Yeah, we wanted to do something a little
Stanley
more...
Kubrick or something.
We wanted it to be hand-drawn. Trinity, as much as we all love the artwork on that, I wanted something that wasn't digital for the next record. And I think Monty kind of had the idea of, like, the end of time, and then we just kind of gave the idea over to Robert. And it's... Who are those? Thanatos and... Kronos?
Kronos being killed.
Yeah, so it's basically...
Thanos.
Actually killing time itself.
Yeah.
Rather than, some sort of metaphor for, like, death and time streak mythology.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we gave him the idea, and we kind of have, like, a color scheme. I mean... what you see, like
the printed version is not exactly how it was supposed to look. It wasn't supposed to be gold and yellow looking. It was basically like pencil. Yeah. It was like a gray color that it was supposed to come out as.
It looked even better like the original version was going to come out.
I just bought the vinyl, and I fucking think it's the coolest thing in the world to look at. Like,
I
don't even have a fucking record player. So if I'm buying your vinyl, I'm way fanboying on it because it's fucking cool.
No, I love the way it looks and everything. It's just, like when you have the initial idea.
I'm sure.
Of ourselves at that time, you're like, you put all this work into it.
Right.
It's still the same album cover. It's just the tint of the yellow and stuff like that.
Didn't come out the right. I got you. And then, what else you guys want to? You guys have going on. You want to talk about? Doing this tour. Go see them. They're fucking awesome. But
just this tour right now. We just put out Conquering the Accursed. You can get it at Bandcamp. It's up on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you can listen to streaming music.
We're just trying it on our own right now until we hopefully pick up and get ourselves on the label and go from there.
Go to Big Cartel and buy a shirt. My band blew up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, as of right now, I mean, hopefully, you know, I think maybe the idea is to go back home and maybe plan some short runs for ourselves.
Nice.
Keep ourselves busy, but
Finish a few more songs.
yeah, we have some songs to get out there. So, well, and, you know, it's just tough. Today's market. It's like, do you release a full fucking album, or do you know?
It's like I remember Down did all those EPs.
Yeah.
And like stuff, you know, so they disbanded or whatever. It was.
And that was, like I said, that was the initial idea. We wanted to release just the 4 songs, you know, and you know.
Cryptopsy did that too. I guess they did those 2 EPs or whatever.
Yeah.
So
It's tough in today's market. You know? I think until people really start showing that they're buying albums, I mean, it doesn't make more sense to release singles that release.
I get it.
That go together as an album at some point, so you can keep yourself on the road and keep yourself busy. Or is it better to create? Is it better to create an album?
I'm the asshole that still buys CDs and I don't do the streaming stuff. It's funny because we stream what I'm doing right now, but I just don't.
I'm the same way. I wish people had the same experiences.
I mean, I think there's still people that do. Obviously, it wouldn't exist, but right, you're damn right. There's not.
It doesn't make enough sense. I mean, you know, obviously the metal community's out there, and they're like, "Well, we want this, and this." So it's like, "Well, buy a fucking record, dude." You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough metal people even doing what they're asking for. It makes sense for metal bands. You know what I mean?
Totally agree with you.
You know, if you're going to stay out on the road and promote yourself, it's almost forcing yourself to go into a singles market to where you're eventually building up to whatever the
Here's
album.
the album, right?
You know, I mean, because the problem is with like a lot of death metal bands and stuff like that is we don't have enough actual backing behind us to sit there. There is no machine behind us. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you're at the whim of yourself, I guess. You know, kind of, you got to somehow keep yourself busy. You know?
Right.
We don't have like a big team working for us to.
Right, you just got to keep it going.
Keep ourselves going. So I mean,
right.
That might be the only way to do it. But I certainly want to do another record or EP. So.
One other thing I was going to ask you guys real quick, and we'll wrap it up, but I'm a huge horror fan. It's a big thing we do on the podcast. Are you guys horror fans at all?
I am.
Yes.
Gabe, you got to talk horror with me for a second.
All right.
I'm about to get these guys on stage. I'm fuck up their before time, and I apologize. First horror movie you saw that you were like, oh yeah, when you were a kid?
I think probably the first ones were like the Scream movies when I was in, I don't know, 3rd or 4th grade or something. Like, my parents would never let me watch movies like that, or even like TV shows like Beavis and Butthead or stuff like that. But a friend at school, like, we would do have sleepovers and everything. We would go over there, and his parents didn't care as much, so we'd watch like scary movies over there and everything.
Do you still like the Scream stuff?
I don't think I've seen them since I was in elementary.
They're doing my co-host and I are going to this horror convention our friend runs, and they've got the whole cast there, which is just crazy. Like, they're all there. Oh, so
Dead
good.
Alive.
Oh yeah, Dead Alive.
I like the cheesy ones.
Oh, I'm a big any slasher. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Maniac. That's like one of my. I fucking love that movie. They showed that theatrically where we lived down in Florida last year. I was like, oh my god! And these fucking people walking. It's like, it's just too much. It's like, it's because this is a fucking horror movie.
CGI, right? That was just...
No, it's Savini did all the makeup in. It's fucking brutal. And,
I think the closest I ever got as a kid. On Darkness.
No, it's fun. I love that movie.
I mean, I like Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, that's
Evil Dead 2.
I had never watched the new one or newest one. It's not new now. But, that movie's fucking brutal, man. Yeah. I watched it the other night. I was like, Jesus Christ, because I'm real stuck in like the Hammer horror shit and 60s, 70s, 80s shit because that's what I grew up with. Dude, I love that stuff. You know, and the Friday the 13th stuff I could watch every fucking day. I love all that shit. And, of course, that's a fucking mess. If you've not heard about that, Victor Miller prick that wrote, like, the original story. He's trying to get more. It's like, dude, you took a $10,000 payment for it. Like, you kind of fucked up. Yeah. But the guy wrote for, like, Young and the Restless for, like, 30 years. It's like, why are you trying to... Because, like, they can't make any movies. That video game's fucked now. Because I used to play a video game all the time. There's no fucking new shit for it. Because they're all scared they're going to get fucking sued. Yeah. He's fucking all that up. But, yeah,
my son just got the new Friday the 13th video game, and he's been enjoying it.
Did you get it on the... Did they finally put it on the Switch?
I think It is on the Switch. I think you got it on PlayStation.
Nice. Well, yeah, there's no new content for it because they're scared to do anything with it because of the damn... That game's fun. Have you played it?
I haven't played it.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's more fun to play as a counselor than it is to me to play as Jason because it's like, I'd rather run from him. It's just like... But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Guys, thank you for doing this. Fucking amazing. I can't thank you enough for this. And just thank you, sir. Yeah, we got you in here too. Real quick before I let you guys do a couple of media plugs for me if you don't care. Just do it together, your name and your band, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast if you don't care. You can do one at a time, it's fine.
This is the Kennedy Bell. You're listening to the
Phantasm Podcast.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I appreciate y'all taking the time to do that with me. It's fucking awesome, man.
As everything ends and crumbles around me, I give you a fresh beginning. This is Dr. Vincent West, medical doctor from the Phantasm Podcast. Prepare yourselves for godless healings coming soon.